Jurassic World.
What is up, Gotham Guardians and Arkham adversaries? It is your boy Trey of the Bat Channel. We are live once again. I feel like it's been too long since we've talked to you guys live. So, you know, today's been a pretty busy, fiery day with Jurassic World Rebirth. Finally, we got the trailer to this upcoming film in July 2nd, 2025 this year. And it just got me. It got me really excited. I felt like a kid again. If you watched our trailer reaction from earlier today, it left me speechless a bit. I was taken back by a little bit of how much they showed, because it seemed like they gave a lot away. I was surprised with some of the rumors that have been going on with this film, with how much they revealed to us, that basically I think I know the plot points and what's going to happen. And that makes me wonder if they're setting something up, because I would hope they wouldn't give away all their secrets in 2 minutes, you know. But I figured, as I was reading a lot of comments from people in our trailer reaction, but also other people's trailer reaction, some of my favorite YouTubers that do Jurassic Park and Jurassic World content, and I noticed a lot of people were kind of like angry or frustrated at some things. And I was like, okay, I kind of want to talk about these things and go into it. Not that I worked on the project at all, but I just feel like there's some misunderstandings going on and some things that people didn't quite catch that maybe are like ruining the perception of what's going on in this movie, or just some really, really cool Easter eggs that you guys may have missed that I would love to talk to you about, because it's Jurassic World. So without further ado, guys, let me go ahead and go through the pleasantries. As always, real quick before we do anything, it's great to see everyone here. You can follow us on one of our social media pages like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter at _Bat Channel. Instagram is a great way to follow our channel because we're doing a lot of content over there. Some of you may have seen we're doing TBC news, all your entertainment, gaming, movies, TV series. So definitely follow us over there, because we're doing a lot of posts on Instagram that you're going to want to keep an eye out for when we're not doing content on YouTube. And of course, if you're on Facebook at Holy Bat Channel, if you're still there, still post stuff on there. And it always helps us out so much when you smash that like, you share this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. It seriously helps us out, guys, especially after the stream or during the stream. If you're watching replay crew, comment all the way throughout, because I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I want to hear your opinions on our takes, or maybe some of the things we missed. I love reading your comments, and I tend to respond to all of them. So definitely comment all the way through. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring out the best co-host I could ever ask for. I don't pay him enough. He's probably going to be my next Dennis Hendry, you know, just destroying my park, you know, selling it to bias and something like that.
I'm so underappreciated here.
So underappreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, Super Bro Corey.
What is up, everybody? How are we doing tonight, man?
Doing good.
It's been a fantastic day.
Right?
Absolutely phenomenal.
Right.
Man, you know what, Trey? I actually have a bone to pick with you.
Oh, dear.
So you did not tell me anything about doing a trailer reaction this morning at 6 a.m. And I'm sure you're probably like, oh, I'm going to let, you know, Corey sleep in. He's busy with work and everything like that. For no reason, I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning and I could not go back to bed. Like, I was literally just sitting in my bed, chilling, doing nothing. I called you last night even too. I was like, hey, when are we, like, hoping that we could talk about when we were going to do a trailer reaction for the scene. And you're like, nope. All right, I'm going to do it without.
I didn't even see that you texted me about it, so I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm a very bad texter, Corey, if you haven't realized. Which, speaking of being a bad texter, it is my best friend Daniel's birthday today, and I just want to say happy birthday, brother. I love you. I can't wait to see you this weekend and take you out to celebrate, but love you, dude. TD for life.
You didn't text him?
No, I haven't texted him yet, but I will. It's not like I haven't been busy. I literally woke up at 6 a.m., recorded a trailer action with Wonder Wife, did video editing, and then released the video. And then I had Fantastic Four trailer reaction come out. We had a lot of videos. So, guys, if you have not checked out all the videos that we have released recently, from top 5 most anticipated films, top 5 films of 2024, trailer reaction of Fantastic Four, Wolfman review, Superman reaction, Alien Earth reaction, we have a ton of content for you. So make sure you hit that notification bell, because you never want to miss an episode on the Bad Channel. Don't do it. Don't do it. And then, of course, if you haven't already, check out our trailer reaction to Jurassic World Rebirth. It was pretty fire. Very, very fun. Wonder Wife laughed at me a lot. So, you know, she was like, "You're a kid in a candy shop." And I was
did
like,
she
"Yeah."
punch you for real? Did she actually slap you?
Did she? I don't know, Corey. I had to get jacked. You know? Oh my gosh. But guys, it's so great to see everyone here. Corey, who's all in the chat tonight?
Man, we got quite a few people. It's been a while since we've done a live chat or a live stream, so I'm glad to see everybody here. We have people filing in left and right, but we got Socks Bulletins here. Good to see you, Socks. We got Pred Alien. We have Bat Fanatic. Being Classified, Monarch Eyes Only, hashtag Restore the Snyderverse guy. We got Trevor H. We got Bat Dance Thoughts causing the chaos theory already with those feathered T-Rexes. Kaiju
Once
Crazy
again,
Craig.
Oh, no, we're not going to get that argument tonight.
Kaiju Crazy Craig Rowland is in the house. Wayne Enterprises. Akin Donkey Khan. Good Soldiers follows Order 66. We have the Batman Who Laughs. We have Red Hooded Outlaw. Oracle's Clock Tower. Hiya, Oracle. We have Beyond the Night. The Butler. Carrie Kelly. Joker's Wild. Scrolling down. Darth Starkiller Unleashed. We have 9 Lives in Hell here. Attack Kaiju 1954. Akio Lee. We have a new one. Corey Kessinger. Corey Kessinger saying my favorite part of the trailer was the Quetzalcoatlus. I don't know how. I'm gonna let you pronounce that. You're the dino expert.
Yeah,
Dino.
The Quetzalcoatlus.
Benzilla Music is
What's
in
up,
the
Benzilla?
house.
My man,
Sin
good to see you.
Papow, Sin Havoc's in the house. So we got people filing in left and right. I'm sorry if I missed you, but I think we got just about everybody. So, yeah, welcome.
Welcome indeed. Guys, I'm so excited to talk about this trailer with you. And how Super Bro Corey and I are going to do it is we're actually going to pull up the trailer and we're going to kind of go scene by scene, looking at some of the things, talking about our thoughts, maybe some of the things you missed with it, and maybe some theories that we have, and to kind of help people with some of the reservations that they had about certain things. So I would say, Corey, without further ado, I think we should just get into the trailer. So can you pull it up, please?
Yep.
I'm excited. Excited. Corey, you watched the trailer, right? You saw it, I think.
I did watch it.
Okay.
By myself. Mm-hmm.
So it won't be a reaction for you, for sure.
No, won't be a reaction per se for me. Yeah. $1, $2 super chat from Bat Dance Thoughts. He said, "Those scientists were paid by Universal."
Technically, yes, they do hire paleontologists to work on the film with them. In fact, one of the great stories of the original Jurassic Park film of 1993 is that their paleontologist, Jack Horner, who actually Michael Crime based Alan Grant on, him and Steven Spielberg were having a debate about the velociraptors because Jack was like, "Hey, they should have feathers." Yes, I know, Batman. I know. But they were more bird-like than T-Rex. They're not all theropods had feathers, is what I'm trying to tell you. To a debate for another time. for anyone who doesn't know the inside joke between Batman and I. But him and Steven Spielberg were arguing this over, and Steven Spielberg said to him, he's just like, "Feathers look stupid. That's not scary." So it's kind of funny that there's such a demand for it now of like, we need feathers. But yeah, scientists were paid by Universal. Sure. Yeah, technically you're not wrong there. Thank you, Bad Dan, for the $2 super chat. Much appreciate, brother. Hope you're well. He has a YouTube channel, by the way. If you have not checked out Bad Dan's thoughts, you should go do it. Just do it. Corey, can you play Bad Dan a little something to say thank you?
Boom.
We've entered a new era. Welcome to Jurassic World.
Yes, we've certainly entered in a new era with Jurassic World Rebirth. Corey, do you have the trailer pulled up?
Oh, I have the trailer, big fella. Let me
Let's go ahead and do it.
drop this.
So yeah, we're probably going to get copyrighted for this, but I don't care. They already did copyrights on the trailer reaction earlier. But Sock says no feathers are placed on any dinos in this trailer. Thank you. So yeah, I'll go into that further because I think there's somewhat of a reason for that, but I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Corey says, I hope that we will get plenty of cute dinosaurs like Yiki. Oh man, this one I don't know. Sinosauria Synoptrix and Microraptor. Oh, Microraptor was cool. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't know that other one, the Sinosauria Optrix. You'll have to send me a link to that one. I'll have to look that one up. It sounds like one of the Asian dinosaurs. Oh, you got the 500 subs, dude! Congrats. Welcome to the new era. Well, there it is. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's kind of break down. Corey, just be ready with. Should we play it through all the way once and then? I think we should. People have already seen it. We're gonna do a trailer breakdown. Okay,
cool.
So let's go ahead. Let's play it. We'll kind of stop when and where.
You tell me when to cut it, buddy.
Let's do it. Come down in 3, 2. Oh, sorry. 3, 2, 1. Play.
Dr. Henry Loomis, this is Zora Bennett.
Okay, let's stop already real quick. So a lot of people
made it 7 seconds, folks.
7 seconds, right? It's a full-on trailer breakdown. So a lot of people, I've heard a rumor that people say that skeleton in that museum is that exhibit that honors the original Jurassic Park is some people believe that's Rexy. That's an interesting take, and I think it would be a poor choice on Gareth Edwards to do that, to kill off Rexy in off screen and then put him up in display for everyone to see with his with her skeleton. So I don't think it's Rexy. I think it's just some other. Half the time when they put up bones like that, either it's not, usually it's mostly Cass, so it wouldn't be like fully Rexy in the first place. But then again, I guess Rexy would be a brand new fossil and they wouldn't have to worry about that. But I don't think it's Rexy. I think that'd be just not a great way for fan service. It would piss people off, and I don't think Gareth Edwards is that stupid to be like, that's Rexy off screen. Now, granted, the director, Colin Trevorrow of Jurassic World Dominion and Jurassic World, and he helped write Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. He did say Rexy was towards the end of her life, that she was a much older dinosaur and that probably not going to be around too much longer. So this taking place 5 years after Jurassic World Dominion, it's possible Rexy could be already dead by then. So I can see why people think that. I just don't think Rexy is going to be addressed at all in this movie. I think they're moving on from it. I don't think we're going to get a Brachiosaurus scene from Fallen Kingdom, where it breaks our souls a little bit. But yeah, we have our first introduction here of our two main characters. We got, of course, the lovely Scarlett Johansson, who's playing Zora Bennett, and Jonathan Bailey, who's playing Dr. Henry Loomis, who did an interview talking about his character. And he specifically went on to say that his character, he wants to make Dr. Alan Grant proud and that there is a connection between them. We'll find out what that means in the movie. I'm not sure what their connection will be, if maybe he was one of his students, growing up. But it's interesting that they did bring up that there is a connection between the two characters. Beth Ann thoughts, I swear I thought I wrote the comments before Trey's comment. What? Oh. No. Okay. Corey, go ahead and play. Hopefully we get maybe another 7 seconds.
All right, what mission? This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives. It comes from the largest dinosaurs on the planet. Oh my God. Fortunately for us, all these
Okay, go ahead and stop real quick, Corey. And can you go back to the scene with the sauropods? sauropods means like the long neck dinosaurs, in case of for some people who don't know anything about dinosaurs, which is fine. So these are Titanosaurus. No, not the one from Godzilla, which is still one of my favorite kaijus of all time, but you could kind of see that there's some influence with the fins. But this sauropod was really, really cool. Very obviously, by the name of it, very big. It's interesting that they kind of already say that this is this island here where we have these creatures. They're going on this mission. In a weird way, I love the idea, Corey, that it's kind of a dinosaur heist movie when you think about it. Because their mission is for medical research to potentially find a cure that is locked within dinosaur DNA, especially colossal size dinosaur DNA. So they're going to be going on this island to extract DNA from all these ginormous dinosaurs. I like that concept. It already, like I told you earlier, Corey, remember I said it's kind of Dino Crisis vibes?
Yeah.
I love it.
That's super interesting. Yeah, those these what did he call these dinosaurs again?
Titanosaurus.
Titanosaurs. Yeah, their whippy tails are pretty sweet. I like that.
It's fascinating because a lot of people, and I thought the same thing when I first saw the clip of the tail. I was like, oh, well, that's Diplodocus. You know, that's the sauropod that was 100 feet long. They had tails like that. I think Titanosaurus, I don't recall their their skeletal structure having that type of tail, or at least what we know about it, but it looks cool. I ain't going to argue with it. And
so this is a real dinosaur. This is
this is not a mutation dinosaur. This is not something they created like the Indoraptor or Indominus Rex. This is an actual dinosaur.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's continue on. Let's keep going. And Corey, if you want to stop anywhere, if there's like any places like explain this or talk to me about it.
Perfect.
All these species exist in one isolated place. Can you be ready tomorrow?
I can guarantee your safety. I mean, more or less.
More or less?
I actually like this portion. When the second I saw this, it immediately brought me back to Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Did it give you Jurassic Park vibes? Like,
are you talking about the river adventure ride?
Yes, dude, absolutely, man. I'm hoping we get something there, bro. I love that ride. Did we I think we've shown that ride. That was
I believe we have shown it when we did our Jurassic World Dominion watch party. So for anybody who doesn't know or has never been to Universal before they switched it, I think it's Jurassic World now. I don't think the Jurassic Park River Adventure ride exists anymore at Universal Studios Amusement Park. Essentially, that was an idea that came from the original Michael Crichton book that they couldn't do. It was too difficult. They just couldn't make it work, especially with a budget. And practically it was just too difficult for that time. I mean, when you think about what they achieved in 1993 with the CGI visual effects with the dinosaurs, you're like, that's enough. We got everything we needed. But one of the things that happened in the Michael Crichton book that David Koepp really wanted to use was a riverboat scene with a Tyrannosaurus Rex attacking Alan, Lex, and Tim on a riverboat, essentially. And it was this big, epic, crazy scene, right? So they used that for inspiration for the river adventure ride that they did. David Koepp said recently in an interview talking about another film that they were able to take a scene that they really wanted from the book and put it into the movie. Of course, Scarlett Johansson did an interview, I think, on Good Morning America, and she talked about a river scene. We're starting to see a river scene. I think we're starting to catch on what that scene is, and I'm super excited for you guys to see it, especially if it's done right. So, Bat Dan Thought says, LA is Jurassic World. Orlando has the classic ride. Oh, I heard they were getting rid of it in Orlando too. So maybe they haven't switched it over yet. That's cool. Yeah, great ride if you guys haven't been on. I highly recommend before they switch it over to Jurassic World, go on that ride. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Absolutely. Did you want to say anything more about this, Corey? Because I know you're digging it.
Nope. I just really liked it. Yep.
So let's go ahead. Let's continue on.
He's your guy?
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
Okay, let's have you pause for you real quick. So we just got our first view of a character named Duncan Kincaid, who's played by Mahershala Ali, who's supposed to play Blade at some point. I love just how they have him already set up. He's this mercenary that has a relationship. He's friends with our main character, Sora Bennett. And if you guys didn't know this, there was this scene right here reminded me a lot of a scene of a deleted scene in the Lost World Jurassic Park with a character named Roland. Roland starts off at a bar in like South America, and it's really a great like just kind of character introduction that shows kind of the badass he is and kind of the code he lives by. He's the hunter, right? Just like Corey has in the background of his his green screen behind him, the character holding that shotgun, which Corey, you actually know the guy who made it. But yeah, anyways, Roland, I believe he even wore kind of like a wine shirt on that, and I know it's kind of even Dennis Nedry, so they're definitely trying to pull some little tips in the hat to certain Jurassic Park needs, which is great. Man, somewhere out there, Benzo, I just saw your comment. Somewhere out there is like someone created a director's cut that they used to air on TV that showed those scenes. I wish they made a DVD of it, because I would totally buy it, because I love that version of the Lost World with Roland's more of a prominent character. So it makes me happy that you know that scene, brother. All right, let's go ahead. Let's continue on here, Corey.
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
Okay, pause right there. One really cool thing, if you guys didn't know this, so at this bar, you want to talk about what is the world like with dinosaurs now, especially dinosaurs out in the world. Corey, if you could just scroll back the scene just a little bit where you see Scarlett Johansson talking. Okay, stop right there. If you notice on the right, there's this really cool, those are a bunch of shark teeth, right? It's a megalodon jaw in this bar. So it makes people wonder, based off all the things NGen and maybe what Biosyn was able to bring back to modern day world, it makes you wonder, especially if you've ever played the game Jurassic World Evolution, the second one, which I guess they're making a third one. They do have in one of the DLCs a megalodon. So it's very possible that here in this world of Jurassic World, that megalodon exists. I don't think we'll ever see the megalodon just because of the recent success in films of Meg. I don't think they need to. I think their big jaws, their big shark of the waters is always going to be the Mosasaurus. But it's cool that they're kind of teasing these other creatures out in the world that are kind of wreaking havoc. Even in the Jurassic Park Telltale game, you learn that there is a underwater park that has things like the plesiosaur. So obviously we're not going back to Isla Nublar on this, and it was never mentioned in Jurassic World, but this in some Jurassic lore has existed. So it's cool to kind of see them kind of bring that in.
Nice.
All right, go ahead.
Give me Sarah Connor vibes with those sunglasses too right now.
Oh yeah, totally. I can see where you say that.
They shouldn't be.
Move up towards Barbados, avoid government patrol, but there aren't that many anymore. Why's that? No one's dumb enough to go where we're going.
Okay, go ahead and pause real quick, Corey.
Yep.
All right. So they just talked about it's just north of Barbados, right?
Mm-hmm.
So clearly we're in a different area than Isla Nublar, because Isla Nublar is on the west coast side, it's right. It's a little closer to Costa Rica. It's off of Costa Rica, especially the 5 depths, right? The 5 depths of the islands. So Corey, if I could have you, so this, right? This is Jurassic World. You got Isla Nublar, you got Isla Monstrous, Isla Muerta, Isla Sorna, which is Site B, right? Which was where we were originally told basically the research and development and incubator facilities were to create the dinosaurs, hatch them, and then bring them over to Jurassic Park on Isla Nublar. So it's interesting that basically what they're saying is that there is a secret island on the other side in the Atlantic, in the Caribbean, right? Where they had a facility that they were doing all of this. So keep that in mind. I just want to throw that out there because a lot of people are like, what the hell? Isla Sorna was supposed to be the first site that had all the dinosaurs that they were creating. That's where Henry Wu was supposedly working, right? Hold on to that. I'll explain in a second. Corey, let's go ahead and go back to the trailer.
So the suspense is building, Trey.
I'll have my reasonings. First off, I love this shot. It's kind of giving me alien vibes with it, and I'll explain my reasoning behind that even further once we meet a certain dinosaur that is causing a lot of stir amongst the community. But let's go ahead, Corey. Go ahead and start.
Research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
Okay, stop right there, right? So I know this part is gonna be tough. There's gonna be a lot of things. So go back to where it showed Ali's character, and it said laboratories on the wall. So if people are wondering, okay, well, maybe it's another company that was working. Obviously, Biosin was interested in creating dinosaurs at that time as they were trying to do corporate espionage and steal from Jurassic Park and Hammond's laboratories. Here we can clearly see at this research facility behind Ali, that is an Engine logo. So it is still Engine that had, built this facility that's doing all this mad science stuff, which is really, really cool. Okay, go ahead and play, Corey.
For the original Jurassic Park.
All right, stop. See if you can go back to the Velociraptor. Okay. At first glance, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, it's kind of like Jurassic Park 3, where we see the Velociraptor inside the capsule when Alan Grant has that great quote where he says, is this how you make dinosaurs? And he says, no, this is how you play God, right? Which I think is a great theme throughout any of the Michael Crichton books. To me, it looks like that this is one of the tiger velociraptors that we see on Isla Sorna in the Lost World of Jurassic Park, because you can kind of see some stripes on them. But if you look closer towards the head, you see that there's a second head. So this was a failed mutation. This was one of the first dinosaurs, probably one of the first dinosaurs where it just didn't go right. It didn't incubate correctly, which is really cool. Because Corey, do you remember what I told you? I think we talked about this on Jurassic World Dominion, where we were talking about the future of the franchise and where we think they should go. And I said, I want them to do a prequel, because to me, one of the most fascinating, most interesting stories to tell was them trying to create Jurassic Park in the 80s when they were starting to figure out the science. To me, I always felt like there was this story where there's no way Dr. Henry Wu would have been able to create a dinosaur perfectly from the get-go. Like it would have to been done trial by error, because that's literally what we're doing now. Dr. Jack Horner, that name came up again, right? Who was based on Alan Grant, who Alan Grant was based on. He is literally doing something that I like to coin as de-evolutionizing a chicken to look more like a dinosaur. He calls it the Chickensaurus, that he's trying to take a chicken, because birds are the closest thing to dinosaurs, or I should say dinosaurs are birds. He's trying to de-evolutionize by certain stages of the egg process, adding certain proteins to see what he can do to transform it to get a longer tail, teeth, claws, arms rather than wings. And so far, I think he said he's gotten a tail, elongated tail, and teeth. I think he's still trying to figure out the claws portion. So that just kind of tells you right there, like this is certainly stuff we played with, but I've always wanted to see that beginning stage. What were some of the monstrosities that they created by trying to figure this out, right? Playing God and failing miserably. Sorry, go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's a great question, Trey, because we know that there's like two-headed frogs out there, and if they use the toad to plug in the code and there's some mutations amongst these reptiles, then absolutely, wouldn't we see like a two-headed velociraptor, or a bunch of crazy mutated dinosaurs? They're playing around with DNA, so they're mutating DNA, so it makes sense.
And I think one of the most important things that Dr. Henry Wu ever said was in Jurassic World, where Masrani is going at him saying, like, why did you do this? Why did you create the Indominus Rex? And he was like, dude, nothing here in Jurassic World is real. These aren't authentic dinosaurs. We've always filled in the gaps with other specimens. They're all mutations, which is why you could say the T-Rex or, the Velociraptor is 6 feet tall when it should be 3 feet tall with feathers. Why the T-Rex may have had feathers back then. I'll give you some. Or why any of the other dinosaurs don't look exactly scientifically like the Spinosaurus that he did in Jurassic Park 3. Because as we've learned through science and discovery, that the Spinosaurus probably didn't sit up so much like he does in Jurassic Park 3. He probably hunched over more like a crocodile-like character, and his front arms were actually much smaller. He may have crawled around on them rather than standing up like a T-Rex. So it's kind of interesting, all the things we've learned over time and how they've implemented the science. But we could say that technically that Spinosaurus is scientifically accurate with the genocode that they put into that creature. Really, the Spinosaurus and all Jurassic World dinosaurs are mutations. They are not the original specimens. And as Sin Havoc says, that's called genetic manipulation splicing. Exactly. Yeah. All this cool stuff.
All I know, Trey, is that genetically modified dinosaur sounds like a really bad idea.
It could be, but I mean, then again, you get some really, really cool shit, Corey.
I'm just saying, if Dr. Grant was afraid of a one-headed velociraptor, can you imagine what would happen if it was a two-headed velociraptor chasing at you?
That it would be frightening, right? But
absolutely.
I love the idea. Let's see. Benzilla says dinosaur chicken reminds me of Carnosaur. Oh yeah. Oh man, Carnosaur. I totally haven't. Oh, I haven't seen that film in forever,
dude. And I'd like to send Havoc's comment here. He says, "You think they're going to splice human with dinosaur DNA?" And wasn't that a Jurassic Park 4 potential story, Trey?
That was the original plan for Jurassic Park 4. They were going to turn human, they were going to use human DNA, which is why I often said, I was like, there's something weird about the Indominus Rex. I think Dr. Henry Wu put some of his DNA in that dinosaur because its hands were not, very dinosaur-like either. Now, granted, most of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park and Jurassic World aren't very dinosaur-like because they did it more like this when they should be like that. That's more bird-like. But to each their own. That was an idea, though, Corey. In fact, they did that as a Halloween theme for Universal Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, really?
Yep. I forget exactly what they called it. Let me look it up real quick.
You're probably impressed that I knew that, though, huh?
I am actually very impressed.
Remember
Jurassic Park Extinction is what they called it.
Okay. You're like, before the stream, you're like, don't worry, Corey, I'll carry this one. You don't know much about the Jurassic Park.
You don't know that, Corey.
Prove you wrong.
But yeah, so is it possible that this new thing might? Who knows? Carrie Kelly says, oh my God, yeah. Skywalker, what's up, dude? Guys, Skywalker has a great YouTube channel as well. Make sure to like and share and subscribe to him. He says, much love, TVC. Great trailer. We got to get on Rivals. Oh, I know, dude. I know. I was hitting Fortnite so hard because of the Godzilla event that they had, and I wanted to beat it. So I did. I'm glad I got through all the challenges that they did. But dude, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Yeah, we'll definitely have to jump on Rivals sometime. Corey, can you play Skywalker a little song to say thank you?
Since we're gonna get on Rivals sometime, we're gonna have us some fun.
We're gonna have me some fun. I'm 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 gonna have me some
We're gonna have some fun.
So it is very interesting. You're starting to catch on a little bit now. And I think it's important to note what NGen has done is NGen has always been a very shady company. They've always done things that they weren't supposed to do. It's mentioned in Jurassic Park 3 when one of the Billy is going through what he thought the Spinosaurus was, baryonyx, Suchomimus, and Alan Grant's like, nope, Spinosaurus. And he says that wasn't on NGen's list. So NGen was hush hush about a lot of stuff. There's even things Hammond didn't know what was going on. So keep that in mind. We're starting really the evil of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World is not dinosaurs, it's man. And more importantly, it's this corporate company NGen who's doing all this really weird stuff and the military science that they're putting into it. So I think we're getting back to that. And I think that's honestly where Michael Crichton was trying to go to, is that it's kind of a tale of Prometheus. It's like the Frankenstein monster. It's taking science to gain your power over divine power. And when you don't know how to handle that power because it's beyond you, you get punished for it. And sometimes your creation is your punishment. And I think that's exactly what we've seen. Trey has always been like an encyclopedia for this dinosaur stuff. I appreciate that. I take that as a compliment, my man. I love this dinosaur
Good
stuff.
catch, Trey, because when I
excited.
first watched that, I didn't realize that was a second head back there, bro.
I didn't either. It took me because I watched this trailer. I won't lie, when I was at work, and I apologize, my boss, Rachel. When it wasn't busy, I would be watching the trailer, watching it over and over, scene by scene. I'm like, okay, I didn't see this, I didn't catch that, but I was like, when I looked closely at that Velociraptor, there's something weird going on. And I think I saw a lot of people on social media starting to talk about this too. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed it. But two heads, I love what they're doing because that was exactly what I wanted. I wanted a prequel that went back to the 80s that talked about those failed experiments of trying to clone the first dinosaur. How did they know to use frog DNA? What told them that this didn't, just extracting DNA from Amber didn't create a full-on dinosaur? Why did they? It was, to me, science is always kind of done with trial and errors, until they find something that works. So it makes sense. Corey, let's see. Skyward says I might. Oh, go ahead. I caught the second raptor head. Dang, Benzo, that's pretty good, dude. Imagine Trey sitting next to me in the theater checking his watch.
He does that a lot. He does that
never for Jurassic World. But Corey, go ahead and let's play. I probably will have you stop pretty soon, so get ready.
All right, hold on to your butts.
Park. We need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs. Do we have to get a sample from an egg? I suppose we could try and get it from the parent, but they're a flying carnivore the size of an F-16.
Okay, and stop right there. Okay.
Whoa.
Here's a little bit. Sorry, go ahead.
Is that legit? They're about the size of an F-16?
Well, see, here's the part that's a little bit difficult because the Quetzalcoatlus in Jurassic World Dominion was far bigger than an F-16.
All right, Trey, for us people that don't know what a Quetzalcoatlus is, thingamabobber, is that the Petrie flying thing?
Petrie flying thing?
Hey, I'm trying to bring it down to the people's vocabulary. I know you're talking to people out there who do know this, but like for me over here, is that a Petrie?
It is a pterosaur. So Corey, I'll give you that. It's a pterosaur.
All right.
So yes, that does mean it's a flying reptile. Technically, it's technically not a dinosaur if you want to get technical with it. But yes, so technically, I don't believe that Quetzalcoatlus is considered a carnivore. I mean, probably would have eaten things more like fish and other birds, but I mean, to each their own. And it does kind of retcon the size of what Dominion has already established as, the Jurassic World dinosaur size. In fact, I think they went about 10 feet smaller than what they typically are. because we saw how big the plane was in Dominion and how the Quetzalcoatl sized up to that. So they did downsize a bit. I believe the Quetzalcoatl had like a wingspan of like 36 feet. So, it was a big freaking creature for sure.
So basically an F-16. Yeah, I thought Trey made up a word there too. Quetzalcoatlus Fitzgerald.
What's up, Mike Zilla? He says, hi, Batch. I hope you well. The trailer was cool. A little worried on some things, but I plan on seeing it. Mike Zilla, let me know what you're worried about, because I'm kind of addressing some of the things I saw people were worried about.
So, okay. See, I dig that. There's people in there that that's what I love about our fandom and our group. Like there's people like, oh yeah, I know exactly what Quetzalcoatlus and is, and I'm over here like Petrie.
Oh my gosh, Corey, that's so funny. Decanonize the original Jurassic World. No, I don't think they should do that. Oh yeah, see, even Craig knows. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it, Corey Kessinger. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Yeah, see, you guys know. So yeah, it's a little bit different, but we'll let it slide, I guess, a little bit. It's not like a major deal. If anything, I would say it was probably purposeful that they downsized that particular creature because of the big bad that is in this movie. It's clearly a colossal sized creature that they wanted to let its size do the talking. So,
all right.
I know what friend I'm phoning for a dinosaur question. You know me, bro. Just call me if it's the $1 million question. Just share like 5% with me.
That's a Quetzalcoatlus. I'm sorry, you didn't pronounce it correct. That is a wrong answer. Shit.
My gosh. Mike says, I feel like the research place doesn't feel 80s, 90s. The Mutant Dino looks good, but unsure how it fit here. But let's see how it plays out. I can see where you're saying that, because yeah, technically, the research facility in Jurassic Park, engine wasn't fully built. I think they leased out the island of Isla Sorna, I think in like 1982 in the lore of Jurassic World. And then I think it's something like 1984 at the Lockwood estate, they brought back the first animal with using like an artificial ovum, but they don't say what animal it is. I don't believe they say. And then in mid 1980s, 1985, I think they moved engine to Palo Alto, and Hammond had Dr. Laura Sorkin, who did all the DNA retrieving and stuff like that from Amber. So, and I think the year later was Dr. Henry Wu. Man, you guys are making me really like challenge myself on memory here. So yeah, 1986 is when they finally got like Dr. Henry Wu, and they cloned their first dinosaur, which there's debate on what the first cloned dinosaur was. Some people say it was a velociraptor in some lore, in like John Hammond's diaries, that was like a Easter egg spinoff thing. It was the velociraptor. Later, I think on the Marsani websites that they had for leading up to Jurassic World, they said it was Triceratops. So that part has never been like fully confirmed to what it is. Skywalker says, in all seriousness, this movie looks dope as hell. Excited about the new cast members, and we seem to getting in some freakier territory. Definitely scarier. It's going to be a more violent film. Make dinosaurs scary again. Didn't know how I'd feel about ScarJo in this, but seems fire. Yeah, I mean, she's especially a really big Jurassic Park fan. And supposedly she said that anytime there was rumors about a sequel coming up for Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, she was constantly reaching out to her agents to get involved, but never quite worked out until now. So I'm happy for her. If you're a huge fan like that, just like Chris Pratt was, it's cool to see that these actors get these roles of a lifetime, all right, Corey, let's go ahead and continue on.
Maybe we should make it quick.
Obviously, Mama Bird is very angry, which that's really cool. because Jack Horner was the scientist. I know I keep going back to Jack Horner, but there's a reason why Michael Crine based Alan Grant on him. Jack Horner found the first nest in the Badlands of Montana of the Myosaur. The Myosaur means good mother lizard, which he had that because when they found the Myosauruses, they found whole nesting ground, and it brought up the idea that dinosaurs didn't abandon their young when they, hatched, that they would actually be good parents, and teach them stuff, kind of like us. And that was an idea that followed the concept in Jurassic Park, The Lost World with the T-Rex. And now we're seeing it here with the Quetzalcoatlus. So that's really cool that they're continuing these ideas. So yeah, I appreciate it. The creature looked like it had feathers. I think that, I thought I saw that too, Dan. I don't think the Quetzalcoatlus in Jurassic World Dominion had feathers, and I can't recall if they did it in the prequel or the in the flashback scene of the dinosaur time, the prologue scene. That's what I'm thinking of. Mike Zill says a dwarf elephant was the first clone from what I know. They also cloned Microceratops and other small herbivores. I don't know how these ones were too dangerous to be in Park. 4 of them were Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. Yeah, and I think that's Mike Zilla. I think what they're gonna get at is this secret island. They were doing stuff that Hammond wasn't aware of on Isla Sorna. I think the company was doing stuff on the side, probably for military applications like we've seen, and maybe even just to test the waters to see what, push the boundaries of science to see what else they could do with what they found. So Garrett Miller, what's up? He says, I realize what the mutant reminds me of, the cave troll from the Fellowship of the Rings. They have a cave troll. Well, we'll get to the mutant in a moment. God, I cannot stop coughing. I have like a tickle in my throat I can't get rid of. But all right, let's go ahead and continue on.
These dinosaurs were too dangerous for the original park. Please don't say they're raptors.
Okay, stop there. Okay, so just as Garrett was saying, or no, Mike Zilla was saying, how these dinosaurs were way too dangerous. I think that's part of the reasons why, like, some people are like, the Titanosaurus was a dangerous dinosaur. Like, why did they leave that behind? I simply think the reason behind that is like when maybe not all the dinosaurs were dangerous, but when they did start having some of them that were dangerous, like the Spinosaurus, Quetzalcoatlus, the Velociraptors, the D-Rex that they're calling it, I think things got out of control, and I don't think they were going to waste their time trying to encourage a giant 40-foot tall dinosaur to get on a boat so they could take it away. I think they just said, let's get the hell out of there. And who knows, maybe no one made it out of there. I think we're going to get a flashback scene that shows us what happened. But all right, Corey, let's go ahead and continue on.
The worst of the worst.
Okay.
Or left.
So the D-Rex.
Here.
This was something that was rumored. We started to see concept art. I'm a little sad that they went ahead and showed it. I think they should have kept it secret, but I think at the same time, they were kind of like, people are already starting to catch on. Things are already starting to get leaked. There's no hiding it now. It's the unfortunate part of the world we live in nowadays where things just don't stay secret very long. Because I think this would have been a really, really cool reveal. The D-Rex, according to Vanity Fair's interview, they said that it was inspired through designs of, obviously, the T-Rex, a Rancor from Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, crazy, and Alien, a xenomorph. Now knowing that is kind of crazy, and I dig the idea of it. I'll tell you some of the looks of it. I won't show the concept art just in case if people want the final full-on design to be saved for the movie. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. Obviously, I'm only going to show what the trailer gives us, so I don't want to ruin that for you guys. But Corey, go ahead and hit play again.
The worst of the worst. We're left here.
Come on! It's a complete sucker. Okay, hold pop. Okay, Corey, can you go back to the picture of the D-Rex? So it's really cool that we've seen that obviously the T-Rex is attracted to the flares, from what we saw in Jurassic Park with Dr. Malcolm. We saw it in Jurassic World with Claire. And I think even in a little bit of Dominion, I think they used it as well. So it's cool that they're continuing this concept. Obviously, the D-Rex is a major problem. And is quite an interesting looking creature. Corey, what's your thoughts on the design of the D-Rex?
Yeah, man, that's super interesting there. Kind of, it's weird looking, very weird looking. I'm not sure what exactly I'm looking at, to be honest with you. Because the head looks a little funky. It looks very alien-esque. Rancor, absolutely. Yes, it's very menacing, that's for sure. The arms are freakishly too long for what I'm used to for T-Rexes, because we're used to the, we're all like, oh, the T-Rex, you have those little, baby arms and stuff like that. And now we have a T-Rex that can throw a punch, it's like a damn kangaroo Rex,
It's funny that you say that, because if you look really, really closely at the D-Rex, it has 2 sets of arms. It has its super long arms, like a Rancor or a Muto, because it's Gareth Edwards from Godzilla 2014.
So you're talking about, we got the this here as an arm.
Mm-hmm.
But are you saying this right here is a second set?
There's a clip where it shows you a little more clear. You'll see. So we've already seen what the front arms look like, right? It's a big, it's really stocky. It's big, right? And he kind of curls his toes in. There's another scene that's coming up that I'll show you where you'll see those arms off to the side, and you'll see the D-Rex grab somebody with his T-Rex like arms, his small 2-finger hands.
I was actually going to bring this up, Trey. Mike Zilla said the Diabolus Rex was the name for the Indominus before it was the Malosaurus. Do you think that they're going to stick with the D-Rex? Will they leave that as the D-Rex, or will they call it something else?
The fact that the leaks were true, I would think it's probably a D-Rex. Yeah, I think it seems likely that, because the design was like that was going around was like so on for this look. It seems like, the D-Rex is probably its name. And so Diabolus Rex being the original name for Indominus, I could see that being the case. A long time ago, there was a TV show planned for Jurassic Park shortly after The Lost World. It was even supposed to be before Jurassic Park 3. And the whole mutated dinosaurs, I get some people in Jurassic Park fans are kind of like, why can't it just be dinosaurs? Aren't dinosaurs cool enough? They even kind of joked about that in Jurassic World. But mutated dinosaurs has always been an idea and a concept that the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World franchise has played around with and considered. Like we talked about with Jurassic Park 4, was supposed to have humanoid dinosaurs that were going to be militarized. They joked about, they didn't joke, they used it for their Jurassic Park Extinction for Universal's Halloween Horror Nights back in, I think, the early 2000s or late 90s, something like that. And another one was, there was supposed to be a spin-off show after The Lost World that was going to introduce, and it's a fan favorite in terms of Jurassic Park lore and a hybrid. People always loved the look of it. but there was something called the Ultimasaurus that people really wanted to see come to life. It had like the head of a Triceratops, the body of a T-Rex kind of thing. Was really spiked out. It's a really rock and roll looking dinosaur. Honestly, it would have been really, really cool to see. And honestly, I would have been okay if that was in place of the D-Rex. But at the same time, the Ultimasaurus kind of looks something more like, or Ultimasaurus, I think is what they call it. It was something that they kind of morphed in what the Indominus Rex would be, where it was the perfect specimen. And then where it came with this D-Rex, I think the purpose really of it is to be this sickly, mutinous creature that is just, it is not supposed to be of this world. It is not supposed to be of the natural world. It's supposed to look unnatural in a way. And it is the Frankenstein monster. It's the tale of the Prometheus, the modern day Prometheus. So it's kind of cool that they're throwing that idea into it. And I know it might not feel like Jurassic Park, but it is, because Jurassic Park has always been about science going too far and how that would turn on us, whether it's natural or man-made. And while the Jurassic Park dinosaurs were more natural, even though they have frog DNA in them, this was clearly an experiment gone wrong, horribly wrong. And it's possible, based on the look of the head, this could be that time where they introduced the idea of humanoid dinosaurs. Maybe that might be an extreme concept that no one wants to do, but it's possible.
And it makes sense too, because if you look at it, they are definitely were trying to push the militarization of dinosaurs. So why not try to, give them, a human mind or something along those lines, so it's easier to communicate with, or, easier to figure out as well. So that's interesting, Trey. The head freaks me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and someone brought up a good idea, because they're like, okay, so it's supposed to be a T-Rex, the base geno is a T-Rex, right? Why the hell does the head look like that? And it made me wonder, well, okay, it kind of is toadish looking. It's very round. It's kind of just very unusual looking, that it's possible that maybe it could have some of that frog DNA, may have taken more. It could be an amphibious type creature. It might not even be a dinosaur or something anymore.
Like that,
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see as we see more of it. I hope they don't show too much of this creature, because I get the feeling the D-Rex is not it's not in the movie very long. I think it'll be something that shows up kind of towards the end. I don't think it's going to be a creature that stalks them throughout the movie, because I think there's other problems. And I think this creature is, I think honestly, it could be too sickly to, and too deformed to really chase them. It might just be one of those colossal things that just takes them out, Sanctuary.
It's the Hunchback of Jurassic Park.
Hunchback of Jurassic Park. I like it. Okay, Corey, let's go ahead. But Duncan is not in a very good spot.
We've been getting a lot of great comments here. Garrett Miller says, honestly, I so hope that human dinosaurs aren't a thing. This is Jurassic Park World, not Resident Evil. Tim Lopresti says, I'm okay with it as long as there's much more of horror element to it. That's an interesting comment. Raptor of Rexo 7 Buchit says, damn it, Dr. Wu, stop using frog DNA. And then Curly Ray says, Jurassic World Rebirth gives me vibes of the original Jurassic Park trilogy. I agree. And hashtag Hunchback of Jurassic World. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it.
That's awesome. I dig. I love all the comments that you guys are getting. I can see why this is such a controversial thing.
You know what? I'd be curious too. Like, just because it's you brought it up. Can you create a poll real quick? Human dinosaurs, yes or no? Like, dig the idea, or
okay.
Let's see what the chat's saying, because we're kind of getting mixed reviews in the chat.
That'll be good
so,
because that has been like the biggest discussion is
Mhm.
people were kind of like, oh my God, are we really going to do another mutant dinosaur or something like that? So
Mhm.
human dino.
Yeah, I think I think I'm okay with it. Like ultimately, how many, like, don't get me wrong, I like dinosaurs, but would you maybe I'm not the one that like flocks to dinosaur movies all the time. Like I love the Jurassic Park, I love the Jurassic World series, but
Yeah.
is there other dinosaur movies that I've really ever seen? You had me on 65.
Yeah.
Is what you talked to me, and it made me uncomfortable the entire time. But that's really it. So in some ways, I think, how many times can you create a movie where you go to an island and you're being chased by dinosaurs the entire time? Don't get me wrong, I can watch that a bunch of times because I do enjoy dinosaurs, and you enjoy dinosaurs, and it works. But do you think general audience needs something like this, Trey, to help kind of re-spark, the horrorness of this IP?
I see what you're saying. So that's an interesting thought. I think there's
Mhm.
certainly a place where dinosaurs should be terrifying to us, especially if we
Mhm.
coexisted. And I think Jurassic Park 1 and 2 did a really good, I mean, even Jurassic Park 3 did a really cool job of that. And then the Jurassic World films, I think dinosaurs can be scary by themselves. I think
Mhm.
that's a terrifying thought. I mean, I feel like humans, when you kind of engage the size thing, you're kind of like, okay, I can take down, I probably would lose the fight, but we've seen people fight off bears, with knives and stuff in the wilderness, doing what they have to do. You're not going to come away unscratched, but a human in front of a T-Rex, that's a game that you're probably not going to win. And I think that's what made video games. I saw someone commented this earlier. Dino Crisis, yeah, games like Dino Crisis were terrifying, or Turok. Hell, even the Telltale Jurassic Park game, and I bet Jurassic Park Survivor, which is going to be more of a horror-based game.
Dude, that looks so sick.
I agree. To me, it's dinosaurs can absolutely be scary. I don't think the Jurassic Park franchise needs the mutants or the specifically designed dinosaurs like Indominus Rex or Indoraptor. However, I do think it's just a habit of Hollywood where it's just you got to go bigger, badder, better. And it's really tough to do that when your big bad dinosaur, one of them was the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is still one of the biggest, theropods that we know about. We got the Giganotosaurus, but the Giganotosaurus was a bit of a letdown in Dominion. They didn't quite make him the Joker character that Colin Trevorrow teased. He kind of just walked around and kind of harassed them without really doing anything. I mean, there's certainly other theropods that they could make a problem, like what they did with a Jurassic World battle at Big Rock, where the Allosaurus was really causing problems. And we've seen the Allosaurus terrorize our fellow campers in Jurassic World Chaos Theory. So there's certainly, we don't need mutant dinosaurs for dinosaurs to be scary. I think there's just that idea that has always originated from Jurassic Park with Malcolm saying, your scientists were so preoccupied whether we should or whether we could, they didn't stop to think if they should. And from Jurassic Park 3 reiterating that idea with Alan Grant saying, no, this is how you play God. They're clearly scientists in this way, and it was something Michael Crichton was very worried about. He often thought science shouldn't be politicized. He thought science should really just stay in the data sector, that they really shouldn't have a say in government, because he believes that would influence science to do things that were not great.
Hmm.
Kind of a concept of like what Oppenheimer was, right? With he was building this thing thinking, oh, can we do it? Can we do it? And all of a sudden they had the bomb and he was like, oh shit, I just created this thing that everyone is going to figure out and it's going to change our society in a way. And I think it's the same story. It's the human nature for wanting to expand past the boundaries. It's the Frankenstein monster. And that's what Alan Grant said in Jurassic Park 3. What you see in Jurassic Park, they're not dinosaurs. They're a bunch of theme parked monsters, nothing more, nothing less. You know, he was very much saying that those aren't the real dinosaurs. Now, Dominion kind of threw that with Biosyn when they were creating 100% authentic Geno dinosaurs. But it is an interesting concept that I think they can play with. I would say after this movie, is there room for more mutant dinosaurs? Should we see those crossbreed specimens like the Stegoceratops that we've seen in Jurassic World Evolution, the Spinoceratops in Camp Cretaceous? I don't think we need to get there. Is it a fascinating? Do I think there's a mad scientist out there that was willing to continue Dr. Henry Wu's work and maybe create an island full of that? Probably. I think it's a cool idea. Do we need to see it? I don't know. We'll find out how good Rebirth handles it.
Interesting.
But, I'll give you guys like 3 more minutes on the poll if you're like the idea of humanoid dinosaurs, because I'm curious to see what you guys say.
We'll cruise through some of these remaining comments too. Tim Leprosi says, what do you think about the raptor with 2 heads? We kind of discussed that a little bit earlier, but we do love it. Garrett Miller said, I guess I could give it a chance if it invoked the right emotion, fear primarily. Benzilla Music says Carnosaur 1993 kind of did a human/dinosaur with the dino eggs being birthed from women. It would be interesting to see in Jurassic World.
Yeah, I don't think we should go that far with it. I think they should always root it in science and what's possible based on genosplicing and cloning and things like that. But Carnosaur was a mad movie, man. I'll have to rewatch that again. It's been so long. Watched it way too young. So there could
be a fight sequence between the D-Rex and the T-Rex? ?
I guess, yeah, that's possible. I kind of hope they don't do that. We already got that. You know, I think that would be a mistake. I think the T-Rex has been too much of a hero character. And the T-Rex especially needs to get back to being a big bad hunter,
Absolutely.
Going after people like the Lost World,
I use scary dinosaurs and science in my Serena virus story on Wattpad.
Oh, cool.
Which is why you finally saw feathered dinosaurs in Dominion.
Well, yeah. Well, some of the dinosaurs, right? Technically the Giganosaurus, which was 100% Geno, and that Dominion didn't have feathers, which is what I was telling you, Batman. That all theropods have feathers. At least scientifically, there's nothing that says they do yet.
Boom.
Sorry, boom. I hate to break it to you.
I say we end poll now, Trey.
You want me to end the poll?
Yeah, we get your final votes in. Last quick.
Okay, I'll go ahead and end it.
I'm just really curious what the
3,
battalion says.
2, 1. Okay, end poll. Let's see what you guys said. I'm actually very surprised by this.
Oh.
So the humanoid dinosaurs in Jurassic World, not saying that the D-Rex is a humanoid. It was a concept that has been brought up for Jurassic Park 4. A lot of people speculated that maybe the Indominus Rex had something, and maybe now this dinosaur, because it's so freakish looking, maybe it does. But the humanoid dinosaur in Jurassic World, yes or no? Out of 29 votes, 41% said no, 58% said, 59% said yes. Technically, it's
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
So slight edge to yes that they're okay with this. I think it's probably okay to do. I would just be. I wouldn't overplay it. You know, it should be kind of like a one and done type thing. You know, like I wouldn't want to see a whole like Jurassic World series on this humanoid, you know, dinosaur. If it was something crazy, you know, Wu did in the lab, that's one thing. But yeah. All right, Trey.
All right, let's continue on. So we went off on a little bit of a tangent with the D-Rex. Corey, remember the secondary arms. I'll tell you when to stop because you'll see it more clearly. But let's go ahead and play. Obviously, Ali is not in a good spot to get away from that thing. Duncan might be out for the count. But let's go ahead and hit play.
We put ourselves in a
Okay,
place we don't belong.
all right, so scroll back just a little bit. I just realized something. Can you scroll back? I'll tell you when to keep going. So we did get this. I could see where I think, was it Garrett that said that for a lab that was created in the 80s or 90s, some of their technology is pretty modern. I could see like this, that Jurassic Park colored car right there. It had the tan khaki with red. It looks a little modern for the 80s. So hopefully that's explained. Maybe it's gear they were given on their trip, kind of like the Lost World when NGen sent in a whole bunch of their guys and their equipment to capture dinosaurs. I don't know. That one I have no answers for it. To me, I even thought that was weird. I was kind of like, oh wait, it seems a little modern for the 80s. I don't know though, but it's a cool looking car. I would totally buy it. All right, Corey, go ahead and hit play.
I don't know, Trey. Like, yeah, you could say that, but there were still side by sides and such like that in the 80s. So,
yeah, it just kind of looked like I think one of a good friend of ours said it looks like a warthog from Halo, and I was all right, that was cool. I mean, not that I'd be mad about that. Who doesn't love the warthog,
right?
Okay, so Corey, go ahead and hit start, and you'll want to hit pause really quickly. Okay, so here once again, we talked about how the Xenomorph was an inspiration for the D-Rex, and I do think that was just an inspiration for this movie overall, because here you have this shot, and I almost thought I was watching Alien Romulus again, and the first Aliens, just based on how it's kind of this sewer-looking kind of just wet subterranean environment that they're in, but it's kind of interesting. Corey, go ahead and hit play again. Okay, so here we see Scarlet Joe. She's shooting at something. I think it's the Velociraptor that you saw earlier when its feet were clicking on the ground. Looked like the same place. So maybe it would be cool to see if it was the two-headed Velociraptor that attacks. I'm not convinced on that, but I like the idea. So we're definitely going to get some action. You're definitely going to get some Dino Crisis vibes with it. Okay, go ahead and continue, Cobra.
We put ourselves in a place we don't.
So go back to the Dilophosaurus. Okay. So I'm glad Corey had that up because he just had the T-Rex there. And right, we have this, we're next to the river. We see this boat like structure here. And the Dilophosaurus is clearly about to, attack this poor girl. If you look closely behind her, you can kind of see the outline where the Tyrannosaurus Rex is in the next shot. So she must have awakened him and pissed him off. So stay with the Master Chief. He'll know what to do. I need a weapon. I love it. I love that we are probably going to get this riverboat scene from the original Jurassic Park. You even kind of see the T-Rex. He eventually attacks someone in the water. So it's cool to see the Dilophosaurus back, even though technically, as far as we know, the Dilophosaurus didn't have the frill thing. So this is a genetically modified Dilophosaurus. So it's not pure. Corey, go ahead and hit play. Going to Jurassic Park River Adventure and have it spray water at you.
We put ourselves in a place we don't belong.
No? Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, stop. Sorry, it was delayed. It didn't show me where you were at. So there you get the T-Rex, going at someone in the river. So I think we're getting that scene. But here with the T-Rex,
yeah.
okay, can you see it? Corey, can you make
Yep.
this full screen? Look
at
closely
that.
at the guy in that. So this is I think what is a flashback scene, because obviously you see these people in the suit. This D-Rex is in containment and is clearly breaking out and attacking this dude. But if you look super closely, you see the big arm on the right, and then the small, tiny little T-Rex arms grabbing at him.
Dang.
What do you think, dude?
Dang, bro. You got the ton of hands still. Oh man. Dang.
It's a crazy look. It's a crazy design for sure.
I didn't notice that the first time I watched it.
Yeah. I hope we do get some explanations about the D-Rex. Like maybe they find some secret files explaining what happened with this, what is its base genos, what created it, and maybe how it broke out. Because I mean, they would have had to have seen this thing grow up. It's not like they would have found incubated a T-Rex and seen a small little egg or a huge egg. I mean, and this thing cracks out, it would have grown over time. So they would have seen its violence. And I hope we do kind of get an origin story of it. I think it'd be cool.
I'm wondering, Trey. This shot looks very, in my opinion, very primal. Like it kind of looks like the orangutan or like a gorilla type thing, where it's like the arms is kind of like it's like on the ground, type thing going.
Kind of like the Muto in Godzilla 2014.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe it was a primate or something like that.
That is intriguing.
Mm.
That if it was like a gorilla kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's like haunting to think about.
Like everybody's talking about like Kong X Godzilla, Godzilla X Kong. Bro. People are already saying Gorilla Rex. Gorilla Rex. Absolutely.
I like it. That's a pretty cool idea.
we better clip this for that receipt, Trey.
Clip it for that, the Gorilla Rex.
Yeah.
But yeah, clearly you can see this thing. It's terrifying. There's something very wrong about it. And when you even think about like, what could they have done that would have just messed with that thing so much that it's unnatural. It's just an unnatural creature. That is clearly pissed off. Mike still says we're pretty going to see the D-Rex fighting a dinosaur, probably a T-Rex or a Spino. If they were to do a dinosaur fight, make it the Spinosaurus pack, to me, you're just, if you do the T-Rex, you're just redoing Jurassic World. And I think that was kick-ass for what it was, but let Rexy be the champion of that era. Let something else be. The fact that we're getting a Spinosaurus again is awesome. Oh,
bro,
go ahead.
I'm really thinking now that this is probably more Conrex. I think it's an easier way if you do want to go down the route of like a humanoid style dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
Starting it off with a primate would make more sense first, to prepare us if that's a route that they do go down. Like it'd be like, oh, hey, what are your thoughts of this? Conrex, Gorilla Rex, orangutan Saurus, Somebody also had another good one in there. Where was it? Yeah, Conosaurus Rex. I love that. Gorillasaurus Rex.
Congosaurus Rex.
I do like Conosaurus Rex a lot. That's a funny one. To me, I feel like that's kind of like dipping your toes into like, what are your thoughts of, this being a thing, I think it's maybe an easier step towards that route if that's the way they wanted to go.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting idea that I didn't think about. I mean, with all the different things that they're like talking about, adding different DNAs to the genomes that we've seen, even Jurassic World Evolution kind of play with, and even the Velociraptors that Owen Grady took care of. Each of the 4 raptors were blended with a different species. One of them was like with an iguana. I can't remember what blue was mixed with, but it just shows that they were playing with different DNAs to see what it would do. Once again, science just testing. What happens if we do this? What happens if we do that? It's exactly what Jack Horner's doing with the chicken source. What happens if I do this? Will I get teeth? Will I get claws? Will I get an elongated tail? All that crazy stuff. Tim says, I would love to see Alan Grant cameo explain what he saw in Isla Sorna regarding the labs they came across in Jurassic Park 3. That's an interesting idea. I would love that. I would be down for that as well. And that could be what Jonathan Bailey, who is playing Dr. Henry Loomis, what we talked about earlier, where he did an interview that said there is a connection between him and Alan Grant. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. That's an interesting concept, though. I like it.
And we have a $10 super chat.
Oracle, you're too kind.
Oracle Clock Tower. Thank you so much, Oracle. And she says, Trey, do you think Junior from Lost World is the T-Rex in Rebirth? Do you see scar on the leg? Whoa.
Okay, so I do know a definitive answer. Well, I shouldn't say definitive because we don't know until the movie comes out, but I think I could tell you at least in confidence what I think the answer is without like just trying to throw bullshit at you. But before we'll answer and then we'll give you a super chat. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Corey, can you go back to the picture of the T-Rex roaring? Oh, actually, you know what, Corey? I think I took a picture of this.
I think it's forward.
Here, I have it.
Oh, you got it? Cool.
Yep, go ahead and pull it up. I knew someone was going to ask about this. So
look at you, Trey.
Look at you. I wondered it myself. I saw it was a conversation on social media. So I see the scar that you're talking about. And yes, you could say that the design of Junior, somewhat that tiger printing matches that T-Rex that we see in Rebirth. Corey, before I say, what do you think? Do you think it's Junior?
Is it on the right leg, the scar?
It would have been on the right leg, yes.
So that would be on the dinosaur's left leg, that scar.
So there's
it's a wrong leg.
Yeah, so there's a couple answers on that, Oracle. One, here's where I can tell you why it's probably not Junior from the Lost World. One, Junior is on Isla Sorna. This is a completely new island in the other ocean. It's on the Atlantic side versus the Pacific. That's the big one. And as far as we know, yes, if you look at Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, they did have that Manticorp Island where they had taken some of the dinosaurs from Isla Sorna, like our Spinosaurus and some of the T-Rexes. But that scar is not on the right leg, like Corey said. Some people think that the T-Rex that died in Jurassic Park 3 against the Spinosaurus was Junior because of something one of Stan Winston's people said, but they were kind of joking about that. So there's no real confirmation of where Junior is at on Isla Sorna. If Junior's still around, if maybe the Spinosaurus got him at some point. But definitively, I think we can say that the scar's not on the right leg. it's a totally different island on the opposite side. If it is Junior, that means Engine has been messing around on this island well after the 80s and 90s when Jurassic Park fell. And they've been doing some shit. So it seems weird that
Which I don't know if that's outside the, the realm of possibilities.
It's
Still
true. Yeah, it's not outside the realm. It just seems unlikely that Junior is not either on the Manticorp Island or on Isla Sorna still. If somehow he did make it, someone took him over to that opposite island, it just seems unusual, especially if that D-Rex was there and the other creatures, and the island is really as dangerous as they say it is, that they abandoned, just like they did Isla Sorna. It could be said that because we know Engine does shady stuff. To me, it seems very unlikely that Junior is not, at least in the two places of Isla Sorna or Manticorp Island, which I think they said on Manticorp Island that wasn't Junior. It was another group of T-Rexes. So he could also be where the Dominion, where Rexy is at, over in the Alps. So I don't think it's Junior. If it is Junior, that's a crazy coincidence, and they're going to have to explain why he's there. They're really going to have to. There's a lot of explaining they're going to have to do.
Interesting.
A great question, Oracle. Thank you so much for that $10 super chat. Corey, can you give Oracle a little something to say thank you?
Yeah, let's do this one.
Hold on to your butt.
Hold on to your butts. Okay, Corey, let's continue on with the trailer.
All right, let me bring it back up.
So here's that flashback scene. We see the little arms that the D-Rex has as well. The T-Rex river scene that we're all thinking.
What the hell are those?
Okay. Here's the one scene where I can kind of tell people are kind of like, how does this make sense? Make it make sense. One, some people are kind of pissed off that, hey, these Spinosauruses don't look like the JP3 Spinosaurus. As we've seen with Jurassic World Evolution and other T-Rexes and all the other Velociraptors, they have messed with the genomes and the splicing so much and have added other DNAs that it makes sense that the Spinosauruses can look different, and maybe even bone structural wise, because these Spinosaurus in this particular shot, they are a little more scientific accurate in terms of they kind of are more crocodilian. They're kind of lower to the ground. They would hang out in water majority of the time. And yes, the Spinosaurus did in JP3, but the one in JP3 wouldn't have been hunting them through the forest and the grasslands like he does in JP, or like she does in JP3. So this is a little more accurate. Smaller front arms, which is correct, rather than the big honking long arms that the one in Jurassic Park 3 had. So to me, the part that makes me go crazy and like they're gonna have to explain this, I don't see a world where the Spinosaurus and the Mosasaurus, which is just at the bottom of the screen there, would hunt together in packs. That seems nuts. Unless if somehow in Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, and as they proved in Dominion, that they can control the dinosaurs through certain electrical waves in their brain, to make them go where they want them to go. It's possible. Maybe I've always felt like, based off this mission, that they want them to go on this adventure to get dinosaur DNA to cure this disease, the medical benefits. To me, it seems weird that they would send these people to this island that they know has the most dangerous dinosaurs that Engine didn't dare try to keep or, to take with them. They left them where they're at because they were just too hard to handle. It just seems weird that maybe they wouldn't, and that they know about these dinosaurs. They know that the Titanosaurus is there. They know that the giant Quetzalcoatlus is there to get DNA from, that they wouldn't have mentioned anything about this D-Rex. Sure, I would assume that it's maybe been black labeled, but I would think some of those Engine people know what's going on. So I feel like there's, especially for how much we got in this trailer, I think Engine is up to something far worse. And it might have something to do with the D-Rex. Maybe the D-Rex has some sort of DNA capability like regenerative powers. Who knows? It could be like a Godzilla-like situation where they're trying to get its DNA because its DNA truly holds the secret to long life. Who knows? The fountain of youth. It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, that is super interesting, Trey. That would make sense because I get, they've always been a little sketchy on the amount of information that they tell people when they send people on missions. Always, can you go figure that out? They always send the people that are like, oh yeah, I can do it, and they're way out of their league because there's always something that they don't tell us about. So
I mean, just as we saw with Hammond's nephew when he took over in the Lost World of Engine, they were trying to pay off that rich family to keep the lawsuit quiet. And from what really happened, they tried to silence Dr. Malcolm about the tragedy that happened on Isla Nublar. So like Engine is not this good company out to do good, or the Maserati Corporation. They were always planning military applications for these dinosaurs. They were always doing something that they weren't supposed to be doing. They were keeping things secret. So it to me, it makes sense that there's this island. There's these dinosaurs that we've never seen in the Jurassic World, Jurassic Park franchise that are far more dangerous or whacked out than we've seen. Turn It On S says, I think it's funny how this is at least the fourth time in the series that the main protagonists go to a secret dinosaur island that's too dangerous for the public. I mean, yeah, I honestly, I think after Dominion, it kind of became clear to me that the franchise, even though we were promised this Jurassic World, I don't think Universal knows how to handle that. I don't think they know how to truly handle a world filled with dinosaurs and humans trying to coexist. They did some wonderful projects like the websites that they did that had these little short stories, some of the B-roll that they had during that Jurassic World Battle at Big Rock. Like if they would have kept to that stuff, I think that would have been a great movie, Jurassic World Dominion, because that is a terrifying thought. I mean, we go to the national parks all the time. We see the elk, we see bears, and that's scary, wolves. But imagine if you're out in the national park camping and a freaking T-Rex just came by. That's not something that man would know how to handle.
It's called a grizzly bear. It's called a grizzly bear.
A Kodiak would be scary as shit too. I've seen the movie The Edge with Anthony Hopkins. Yeah, that would freak me the hell out. But yeah, it makes sense that we're like, in a way, we're isolating the situation so that way it's a little more contained for storytelling, and it doesn't get too fantastical, which sounds weird saying now that we have a mutant dinosaur, but it's a little more contained.
Well,
I guess
that's why I said, like, that's why I wonder if the mutant dinosaur is kind of what they have to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's true. Mm-hmm. But Corey, Garrett says, I don't see them hunting together either, but some predators do hunt together, like lions and hyenas will sometimes gather for a meal, or even a Komodo dragons will come together to take down prey. That is true. Yeah. Even though the Komodo dragon is not so much a pack hunter They do kind of feast together. I think it's one of those things where they're not in the mood for fighting at that moment. But to me, it is very curious that two very territorial predators, especially the Mosasaurus, that they wouldn't be, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it's handled. But some of the dialogue here in this particular scene really kind of made me, whoa, that's interesting. Like, I hope that's explained. Corey, let's go ahead and play it. But yeah, great point, Garrett. And dude, I love the profile pic, by the way. The Mythosaur? Hell yeah. This is the way.
What the hell are those?
They're helping the Mosasaur defend territory, stalk, hunt.
None of what you just said is good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So even the Mosasaurus design is different than what we saw in Jurassic World and Jurassic World Dominion. So we're dealing with some different types of specimen, which makes me wonder, especially with the Spinosaurus, it's not quite full on scientifically accurate. Like here you can see the smaller arms, which it kind of has more of the Baryonyx and Suchomimus snout that we saw in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which is, it's not my favorite. I prefer Jurassic Park 3, but I mean, if they wanted to go really scientific, they could have gave him the little crest on his snout. But in terms of Jurassic Park 3 versus this design, this is a little more scientifically accurate. So
I love the shot here too. It looks really cool.
To me, it's kind of crazy because here you're seeing the intelligence of the dinosaurs, right? Because we see killer whales when they're going after seals. Seals will try to get safe by going on a piece of ice. And then you'll see the whale pack, swim fast and hit the water. So that way the water hits the ice and maybe pushes the seal off. All those tactics that these creatures do. But to see like a Spinosaurus full on, I'm going to pull this boat down into the water so the people fall out so we can eat them. That's insane. I love the idea of dinosaurs being terrifying again, that it's not like the Giganotosaurus where he's just walking around the car, just roaring at them, I don't know. Trey, do you mean Jurassic Park 3 or Jurassic World 3? What part?
I think he's messing with us.
Yeah.
Such a cool design.
I love the Mosasaurus. It is. Jurassic World knows that this is one of their, this is one of fan favorite dinosaurs right there. Yeah.
All right, continue on.
And there it is. There it is. It's so cool, man. I am really excited for this movie. This trailer proved to me why it is my number one most anticipated film of this year. Over Fantastic Four, way over Superman, over Avatar. It's getting back to the roots, I truly feel like, to what Michael Crichton, with both of his books, was trying to convey about the dangers of scientific power and genetic power, more importantly, and what humans do with that power. While yes, the dinosaurs are the scary natural threat, it's really man that is, causing the chaos. We are the chaos theory. And I'm excited to see kind of this storytelling of a dinosaur heist movie, going into this island full of threats, dinosaurs we've never seen before, and just make them terrifying again. I mean, don't get me wrong. I talk about this all the time. To me, the greatest scene in cinema, and I wasn't even alive when it came out, but one of the earliest memories I have is seeing the Brachiosaurus walk across the grazeland, and you have John Williams theme start to play, and I still tear up at that scene. Still tear up because it's so beautiful. It's so powerful. And I had no idea what it was like watching claymation dinosaurs, where the King Kong 1933, the Lost World, any of those films that they had back then versus what Jurassic Park was my first experience. So I didn't understand the technological advancement of it. I was just seeing there's a dinosaur, and the actors made you believe there was a dinosaur there, that it wasn't visual effects. So there is something to be said about creating the majesticness, the beauty of seeing something like that for the first time. And I think we're going to get that. I think the Titanosaurus, it seems like sauropods are always kind of the dinosaur that they use to incorporate that sense of majesticness, epicness, grandeur, but clearly the dinosaurs are going to be much more of a real threat this time. So I'm excited.
Yeah, dude, that was a neat breakdown for sure. This is interesting too. What Garrett Miller says, he says, looking at it again, the Mosasaurus has a tail fin. Could it be a different species? I don't know if it showed us enough of it. Did it?
It's certainly possible based on some of the leaks I've seen. It definitely is a different mosasaur than the one in Jurassic World, because the one in Jurassic World was a bit more crocodilian in nature. And someone did correct me. Yes, technically the mosasaur is not a dinosaur. It's a reptile, a squamate, if I recall, but I just said dinosaur really quickly because I was talking about a whole bunch of dinosaurs. But this one has a smoother texture, smoother body. It does have kind of those like shark dorsal fin kind of things going on. So it's very interesting to see that new look of them. Hopefully, I think it's just one of those things where clearly the mosasaur that we got in Jurassic World may have been a later model, I guess you could say, than this one. If it's been abandoned since maybe the early 90s, who knows when it was fully abandoned. But it sounds like whenever they created these, my guess it's the D-Rex that forced them to abandon the island, and they've been waiting for their opportunity to get back and reclaim their research for sure. Benzil says this movie will be a big plot twist. Dinosaurs aren't the real monsters. We are. And that was something that that I thought they were going to kind of go with Jurassic World. One of the coolest ideas that I always thought of with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was that the Fallen Kingdom wasn't Isla Nublar. It wasn't the dinosaurs island and the Jurassic World Park. The Fallen Kingdom was ours. It was man's Fallen Kingdom, because the dinosaurs have now re-inhabit the earth. Now they're not stuck on an island. They're global. And I always liked that concept, but then when you saw Dominion, it was like, actually the it's now the kingdom and dominion of the locusts, that we're dealing with, rather than the dinosaurs. So I don't know. I'm liking where this Jurassic World Rebirth is going. I'm not sure where they go from here, because it's such a crazy, fantastical idea that at this point, does Jurassic World say, okay, we are a movie or a franchise of science fiction and monsters, that the next one is hybrid dinosaurs, just all out attack kind of thing? We get the Stegoceratops, you get the Spinoceratops, you get the Spino-Velociraptor. Nope. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But you don't like that idea, Corey?
I'd say we put some dinosaurs in space, bro.
No. Dude, that's Dino Crisis 3, and we saw how that went. That's not a good idea.
Hey, man. That could happen.
Yeah.
We found another island on Mars, and we're, playing around with it. We're seeing what's happening,
But yeah, man. So, Corey, after seeing the trailer and now this like intense breakdown, what are some of your final thoughts about Jurassic Rebirth? Are there things that you're hoping to see, or that you're like looking forward to even more now, or questions that you have that you hope the next trailer answers?
Yeah, sure, Trey. I think while we're kind of talking about it, you should drop another poll in the chat, and I think this is the first big look of Jurassic World Rebirth. Did this first trailer, do enough? Are people planning on going to see this? Is the battalion planning on seeing this movie in theaters? So if you could make that as a poll, Trey, that'd be awesome. You told me that this was going to be a little spooky, a little scary. I'm excited for this, bro. Like when you first told me that, I was a little nervous because I think my favorite Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movies are literally the first ones. I love seeing the park go bad. We can contain this. We can control this. I love seeing the fall of trying to contain wild animals, wild dinosaurs. That to me is always the fun part of Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. I get that we can't keep doing that. I get that we need to try some other things as well. So I think that they did enough things in this trailer that leaves me wondering and wanting to know more. That mutated dinosaur is super freaky, and I gotta know, man. Like I want to know what its story. How did this come about? I think it kind of seemed right away that the bond between the lead characters, Scarlett Johansson, and what did you say the other guy's name was?
Jonathan Bailey's character, Dr. Henry Loomis, I think.
It looks like that's going to be kind of a cool mix, as well as what was the other guy's name you said?
Oh, you're talking about Ali's character?
Yep.
Duncan Kincaid.
Duncan, that's right.
Like
Duncan.
That.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they are going to be a good group together. There's a lot of fun vibes, man. Like I think the biggest thing that I'm probably the most excited for, Trey, is the river adventure terror scene. It looks like we're going to be getting that. So that's going to take me right back to the ride. So I'm super looking forward to that. I think there's definitely some things that have piqued my curiosity, some things that can make it fun and exciting and new and different enough to keep the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park IP still pumping after this movie as well.
Are you concerned about anything? So because I did tell you about a couple of concerns that people have. The big one, it seems like, is the D-Rex. People are just worried about how far is too far for Jurassic Park and Jurassic World fans. I guess first, what's your thoughts on that? Now that we've kind of gone through it, we kind of explained some of the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World lore.
Sure. So
does
I know
the D-Rex have a place in this franchise?
I think it probably does. I think it does have a place in this world, especially the Jurassic World, where they were starting to play with the manipulation more of things. I know this is back then as well, but this would have been trying some different things, plugging in different DNA codes and everything like that. So it's not outside the realm of possibility that these things could have been created on accident, So whether they were trying to make it then, it could have been, this is an accident, we're just, trying to mess around, and they could have thought, oh wait, there's no way this creature is going to survive, it's not sustainable. And then, oh crap, now we see that it's still alive, and that's why we're sending people, it's interesting in that sense. I think that, for me, I know you wanted to kind of have that like origin stories, and I think I would love to see that origin story still as well. Wow. But for me, the militarization of dinosaurs is what piques my curiosity and my interest the most. So I think there's still tons of things that you could do with this Jurassic World, Jurassic Park IP. I think it's okay. You said Jurassic World, I see maybe, I think they might be okay with, world as in there's a lot of different complex stories out there, that, okay, this one is, more horror based, this, another one might be more a little bit scientifically accurate, or, I love the militarization of, velociraptors, of, just dinosaurs in general. And it'd be cool to kind of see them even get to that sense. Could you imagine putting, Blue's team on the battlefield, or,
it would be kind of curious because we did get a little bit of that, even though it wasn't the Velociraptors, but with the Atrociraptors in Dominion. Yes. And we kind of see it in Chaos Theory a little bit.
Yes. And the Dominus Rex too. That's what its kind of purpose was too, right? So in some ways, I think that'd be kind of a cool, I guess what I'm trying to say, almost like a Terminator style thing where we went a little too far creating these, dinosaurs that can kill people vibes too. I think you can play around that. So I think there's a lot of different things that you could do with this Jurassic World and still make it great, because obviously I love the original crew. I love when I see them in movies as well. Yeah. So I would love to visit them again someday too. So I just think there's tons of different things that you could do. And I think it's almost now, like people have said, how many times are we going to go to an island where there's dangerous, creatures? I think now is when we can start to play around with it and be a little bit more open IP in that sense of, okay, this is going to be more of a horror Jurassic Park. We're going to focus on this. We're going to focus on that. I think there's still a lot of stuff that they could do with this world.
Yeah. And honestly, because this film was so fast tracked, I mean, when you think about it, it was just last year around this time when they announced that they were going to do Jurassic World and Gareth Edwards was going to head it up, and the story wasn't even done yet. They were looking for it. And then you heard a few months later that they got David Koepp back and he wrote a story and it was full speed ahead. They really had like a year and a half to make this film, which in Hollywood terms, that is really quick production, especially of a movie on this scale. So I would imagine they took some budgetary reasons and timing reasons to kind of contain the story by making it just on an island, rather than Dominion. When you think about all the places we were at with Dominion took you to like 6 different locations. It was kind of nuts. It was definitely an all over the place film. And I don't see, they had a lot of time. There was COVID that, caused some issues with it too, in its delay, but they took their time with that film for sure. And then here you go, with this movie that had really a year of production, or at least getting the cast together and filming, that's now in post-production. So they really did fast track it. TJ, sorry, go ahead.
Hey, TFB TJ asks, brah, could Dinosaurs Jurassic Park World and Power Rangers be in one world for the film, brah? Just a question, brah. You see what I did there?
I did see what you there. No one probably understands what you're doing, brah, but it's definitely something from ABBA Rangers, brah. ABBA Rangers. Hey, our good friend Koj, we've been doing watch parties with him about ABBA Ranger, which is the Super Sentai Japanese version of Dino Thunder, the original show. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to our boy Koj, because those are gonna be some really fun watch parties that we do. But could Dinosaurs and Power Rangers be in one world for one film? I personally don't like the idea. I've heard some people joke that Jurassic World and Fast and the Furious should have a crossover event. I don't want that. Let Jurassic Park, Jurassic World doesn't need that. They can be their solid IP that never needs a crossover, and that's my thoughts. But it's kind of fun. Morbid time. Right. But yeah, man. So guys, I'm gonna end this poll real quick. That says after the first trailer, are you sold on seeing Jurassic World Rebirth in theaters?
One other thing too, Trey, Batman asked, Trey and Corey, favorite dinosaur, go.
You go ahead, buddy.
Easy, buddy. Absolutely easy. My favorite dinosaur would be the Utah Raptor, which is more scientifically correct to the Velociraptor. So I like the Velociraptor the best, but so if I could say just the Jurassic Park version of Velociraptor, the one without the feathers, that's my favorite dinosaur. So Velociraptor for sure. And then obviously, how do I not say the Corysaurus?
I thought you were going to say Corythosaurus. Yeah, dude.
Yep. So those are my two favorite dinosaurs. You know what yours is?
Yeah, I mean, Corey, of course, knows what it is because it has never changed. I've never faltered on when anyone has asked me this question. And in fact, I'm not wearing the ring right now that has it, but my Wonder Wife, Sarah, the really nice wedding ring she got me that I wear on special occasions, has that dinosaur bone in it, that particular dinosaur. But you kind of heard me talk about it earlier. My favorite dinosaur, Brachiosaurus, easily.
Where did she find that bone?
She found it because of Super Bro Corey. Yep. I'll give you credit. You deserve credit.
All right. I appreciate that. Yeah. So Brachiosaurus, do you have a favorite Gallimimus? Do you have herbivore? Do you have any scary dinosaurs that you like?
Scary dinosaurs? Oh, do I?
Yeah. What's your favorite scary dinosaur?
I mean, T-Rex is an easy one to say. I don't know. I would have to. I don't know what's scary. I mean, what's scary? I find them all fascinating. I love them all. I would hang out with the T-Rex if I could. What's that? No.
That also knows why I mentioned the militarization of dinosaurs, because I think it would be super dope to see the airplanes have to take them out. We're trying to bomb them now. Bomb and run. Here we go. My favorite dinosaur is Velociraptor. Yeah, buddy, red hooded. JP3 specifically.
Are you talking about the one with the little feather quills on? Yeah, that one is pretty cool. The male Velociraptors are dope.
Ankylosaurus, that's a good one. Yes.
You say Ankylosaurus? I've heard it pronounced two different ways. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to it, but some people say Ankylo.
Okay, maybe you should be the one that's reading these, because I'm just going to say Ankylosaurus.
No, you're not wrong on that, because I was just curious. So many people say it, one or the other.
I'm going to just start saying them wrong now. Oracle's Clock Tower is a Triceratops. Triceratops. Have you ever heard of a Triceratops, Trey? Ron. Triceratops is what Oracle Clock Tower says.
Triceratops.
Buck T-Rex. Damn, it's got a bone. Yeah, Trey got some bone.
It's a really cool ring. I love that ring. I don't wear it as often simply because I don't want. The first time, I had it, and I wore it for like 6 months, and I don't know what I did. I think I just went to go grab my water, and I hit the corner of the bed stand next to me, and the bone broke. And Sarah had to send the bone piece that Corey found back to the people who made the ring. So I'm very protective of it now. So I wear my flexible, really cool, I think they're Enzo rings. Yeah. But this one is actually a bat signal one too, which makes me super happy. Yeah. Love it. Top Gun.
The butler says Gojirosaurus.
That's actually a real dinosaur. Yeah.
Is it really? Gojirosaurus?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Troodon, very similar to that. Like a very a bigger. It's kind of like a. Yeah, it's like a Troodon. It's like a really big compy. If that gives you an idea. What's the one with horns? There's so many: Ceratosaurus, Triceratops, Spinoceratops. Yeah.
You know what's interesting to me? Did the Triceratops ever have feathers?
Did the Triceratops?
Yeah.
Not that we're aware of.
So Bad
What
Dan
they
likes.
did have though, they had a in
feathers on
their,
it. Wow, what a poser!
they did have the keratin that like in the cartilage that is very similar to like toucan birds, you know, with their beaks where it was colorized. They believe that was like a sign for like mating, maturity, things like that. So that's cool. I dig that.
Imagine a Godzilla movie set in prehistoric times. That'd be dope. I'd be super down for that.
They haven't quite shown us something. I mean, they kind of did something with Godzillasaurus, you know, and then Godzilla versus King Ghidorah in 1991, 92, something like that.
Harry Kelly's favorite dinosaur is Compies.
Copies of Come Sunk This? All right.
Interesting.
Jurassic needs to bring in Godzilla. No, we don't need to do that.
Why not?
But yeah, so I think Jurassic World Rebirth, after the first trailer, guys, things are looking really, really good. I'm excited for it. So Corey, let me go ahead and do you have the poll? Did we ever talk about the poll?
We have not talked about the poll, Trey.
Let's bring it up. Or can you see it on our thing? I don't even know if you can.
I could share it.
Oh, here, I'll scroll up. I can find it. Or maybe I can't. I don't know. Oh, here it is. Okay. So after the first trailer, are you sold on Jurassic World Rebirth? Are you sold on seeing Jurassic World Rebirth in theaters? Out of 30 votes, the answer was 100% yes.
Nice.
I mean, I think that just goes to show how people love the franchise. And I think even after the kind of the mixed reception of Jurassic World Dominion, it still made $1 billion. And I just think dinosaurs belong in cinema, you know, and I hope they make more dinosaur movies. 65 was pretty cool. I don't think it was fantastic, but it was an interesting concept. I would love to see a Dino Crisis movie, even, you know, because we got Resident Evil movies. It clearly would be interesting and would work, I would think. And I would love, there's another movie that's coming out that's like primitive war or prehistoric war. It's kind of like a B movie that's coming out fairly soon that I'm keeping my eye on to see if it's any good. But Jurassic World Rebirth is looking to be a huge summer blockbuster that people are excited for. And you will definitely see me opening night in the theaters checking it out. Even though we'll have a little baby on the way. Corey, I might just have to set you up and have you take care of the little girl that night.
Can we watch it together, Trey?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll leave Sarah at home with the kid while you and I go see it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh. But guys,
Jay?
Yes. Christmas T-Rex? How dare you?
Surprised Corey doesn't have any Christmas dinosaur backgrounds. I can find one real quick for you. Bat Dan, Merry Christmas, Bat Dan. Merry Christmas, buddy.
You guys are so ridiculous with their inside jokes. But man, I'm so excited. I just want to say once again, for a long time since it's been us doing a live show, I think, Corey, it might have been since November since we did our live show. I think
Has it been that long, bro?
I think so. It was Godzilla Day. We did a Godzilla -1 watch party since our live show.
Very bad man.
So we just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, breaking down this really cool trailer. If you caught anything else in this trailer that we may have missed, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. If there's arguments that you have that you're like, dude, you're so wrong about this. Maybe the D-Rex has no place in the Jurassic World franchise. Tell us it. I'm always curious and willing to listen to other people's thoughts about it. Of course, as long as you're respectful. I mean, I know it's YouTube and social media, but we can all be nice to each other. We should try at least. But I just want to say thank you so much. Corey, can you say everyone we've had in the chat? We had so many new people here too. It was wonderful seeing you guys.
Yeah, buddy. We had a lot of great people. Stocks Bulletins, Pred Alien, Bat Fanatic, Dane, Classified, Monarch Eyes Only, Restore the Snyderverse Guy, Trevor H., Batman Thoughts, Kaiju Crazy, Craig Rowland, Wayne Enterprises, King Donkey Kong, Good Soldier Follow Order 66, The Batman Who Laughs, Red Hooded Outlaw, Oracle's Clock Tower, Beyond the Night, The Butler, Carrie Kelly, Joker's Wild, Darth Starkiller Unleashed, 9 Lives in Hell Here, Atomic Kaiju 1954, Akil Lee, Corey Kessinger, Benzilla Music, Sid Havoc, Skywalker the Jedi, TFB TJ. I'm missing somebody. Garrett Miller. Thank you. Who else am I missing? Keep scrolling up.
Appreciate you guys. Yep.
Sid Havoc, I said. Oh yeah, we're Benzilla Music, I said. Thernadon, S. Garrett Miller, I said. I think that is everybody.
Was there a Tim?
Mike Zilla 103.
Mozilla, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, we had a lot of people cruising through today. If I missed you, just say hi now and I'll say your name.
Tim Lopresti, I think.
Dadpool. Dadpool just joined the chat. So,
hey,
yeah, buddy.
Dadpool.
Beyond the Night.
Always
so enjoy my Dino Nerds.
I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Seriously, we love you. Be kind to each other. As always, it helps us out so much. When you smash that like, you share this video, subscribe if you haven't already. Help us get to our goal of 10,000 subs. Can't do it without you guys, without spreading the word of the Bat Channel. We appreciate you, Battalion. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. Take care of each other. Until next time, life finds a way. Guys, I am your host, Trey, with Super Bro Corey. Oh, he's just going to say it himself. Sorry, I didn't mean to take away your moment, Corey. I apologize. Don't forget to tune in weekly.
Same bat time.
Same Bat Channel. See you later, guys. Have a wonderful night.
Have a good night, everybody. Peace.